Okay, so we'll get going. We're going to start on the mat with some nice lower back and glute stretches. So come to standing at one end of the mat. See if you can get onto your mat without using your arms. And then roll yourself back one vertebra at a time. And get yourself into the relaxation position. So we'll just take a moment to think about our alignment, get everything nice and released, make sure we're not holding on to any tension anywhere. So the feet being nice and light and flat, make sure you've got the same amount of weight through the front of the foot and no more weight going into your heel, so they just feel completely flat and light. No tension in your thighs, either at the back or the front. Pelvis resting in neutral. Make sure you've got exactly the same amount of weight at the back of the pelvis on both sides. You're not slightly leaning on one side more than the other. Have that sense of length in your spine away from the pelvis. Neck lengthening away from the shoulders. Shoulders away from the ears. Just gently draw your arms down by your side, but without creating any tension in your shoulders or your hands. Check your face is nice and soft, especially your jaw, and make sure your tongue isn't stuck to the roof of your mouth. And then we'll stay here for a couple of breaths before we start our stretches. So nice deep breath in, really getting that breath right down into the base of your lungs. Have that sense of your rib cage expanding at the side as you breathe in. And then coming back together as you breathe out. So just breathe in your own time, at your own pace. But as you start to increase your in-breath, still keep your face soft, shoulders relaxed, keeping pelvis in neutral. So keeping this sense of relaxation and focus as well. Don't let your mind start wandering. We'll start our glute piriformis stretches. So bring the right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Take hold of your right knee and draw up across the body to the left shoulder. Make sure your left knee doesn't drop into your midline. So keep the left knee in line with the left hip. Make sure your right foot is right on the outside of your left thigh, not just on the top of it. And relax into this. So still keep everything nice and relaxed. So only take the stretch as far as you can keep relaxed, although you still obviously want to get a good stretch. But don't take it so far that you start tensing up. And allow that area, wherever it's tight, just to let go and release. Gently encouraging that knee a little bit further up towards the left shoulder, millimetre by millimetre. And now keeping hold of the right knee, one hand on the right knee, bring your left leg up and with your left hand reach your right foot. So one hand on your right knee, one hand on the right foot, and use your left thigh to draw your right leg up towards your upper body. And let's do some ankle circles on our left ankle here. Get that nicely loosened up. Go in both directions. But still keep pulling your right leg towards your upper body. Still trying, that's your main focus of stretch here. And let's do a few toe scrunches on the left, squashing our toes and squeezing them, and then really spreading them as wide as possible. So now let's focus on the last stretch. So still your left foot. Keep pulling your right foot towards you, but now just push your right knee away from you. Not the leg. The leg stays up towards your chest as much as possible. So still use your left thigh for that. But you're pulling the right foot, pushing the right knee. And focus your breath into wherever the tension is there. Just try and let it release. I'm feeling quite tight this morning, so I've just got to really focus that I don't stay tense. And now drop your left foot back on the mat and let your right leg hang over your left thigh. So the back of the right knee is right over the top of the left thigh. Arms by your side, palms down to keep your shoulders stabilized. And slowly take your knees over to your right, and the left hip will roll off. You can roll your head the opposite way, but don't arch your back. Keep the ribs closed in. Keep your left shoulder relaxed on the mat. That doesn't come off in any way. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. So let your right leg be really relaxed over your left thigh. Don't hold on to any tension there. Keep your jaw relaxed. Get a nice gentle stretch in the right side of the neck, both the shoulders away from your ears. Still keep breathing. And now come back to the center, pulling in the core. Don't arch your back as you come back. Get your back on the mat from the top of the spine to the bottom. And keep the legs crossed as they are and take your knees over to the left. You can roll your head to the right. So now if you want your right hip to come off a little bit more, you can put your left hand just by your right knee and just gently draw the right hip over, but keeping the right shoulder blade still resting on the mat. Turning your head a little bit more to the right to get a stretch in the left side of the neck. Keep the face soft, and we'll stay here for a few breaths. And now come back to the center, pulling in your core. Get your back onto the mat from the top to the bottom and uncross your legs back to both your feet, being in line with your hips. So now take the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Take hold of your left knee and draw up across the body to the right shoulder. So if you want to increase the stretch, you bring your foot further up the outside of your thigh. Make sure the right knee hasn't dropped into your midline. Keep it in line with the right hip. Keep relaxed as you gently encourage your left knee diagonally across the body, up and across towards your right shoulder and right ear. Just relaxing and breathing into this, getting a good stretch. I've got a good stretch all around this left buttock, going into the left hip. And now keep your left hand on your left knee, bring your right leg up so your right hand can reach the left foot. So pulling both the left foot and the left knee towards my upper body, using my hands and my right thigh. And I'm going to do some ankle circles on the right ankle. Going in both directions, keep swapping the direction. Keep encouraging your left leg up towards your chest. Do a few toe squeezes and really spread them wide. And then still your right foot so you can focus on the last stretch on the left hip. So keep pulling the left foot, but push away the left knee. Keep your left leg up towards your chest as much as possible. And just relax and breathe into this stretch. And now drop your right foot onto the mat and let your left leg hang over your right thigh, arms by your side, palms down. Take your knees over to your right, roll your head to the left. So now if you want your left hip to come off a bit more without your left shoulder coming off, use your right hand by your left knee and draw across. But you're not arching the back, so if you feel like your ribs are sticking up, just drop them in. Keep the left arm lengthening away so the shoulder stays relaxed away from your chin. Keep your face soft. And use your core to come back to the center. Keep the legs crossed as they are. Take your knees and hips over to the left now. Roll your head to the right. Now it's your left leg now that is drawing your right hip off, so let that leg be really relaxed. Let go of any tension. And if you're at all tight on the outside of your right hip and right thigh, you'll get a nice gentle stretch here. Keep encouraging your head over a little bit more to the right so you get a really nice stretch in the left side of the neck. Keeping your face soft. And then coming back to the center and uncross your legs. So we're going to do the teaser now as a nice way of warming up our spine. So lengthen your legs away. Now you can either start with your arms by your side, or if you want to try and do a couple with your arms behind your head. So we're going to do 6 in total, so vary where your arm position, just so you can come up using your abdominals and not your shoulders. So breathing in and breathing out. Coming on up. Stay up here, take a breath in, and then tucking your pelvis under. Either take your arms above your head or by your side. Breathing in and breathing out. Stay here, take a breath in, and then tucking that pelvis really slowly with control. Come back down. If you don't have your arms above your head, even if you just manage to do 1 or 2, breathing in here. So it's a really nice way of loosening up the spine, getting a nice roll up action. Staying up here, using your abdominals to stay up. Try and have your arms parallel to the legs, and then your arms and legs come down at the same time. Couple more. Breathing in, sitting as tall as you can. And one more. And bring your arms back by your side. Well done. That's a nice way of loosening up the spine. So let's do our hundreds now. So start challenging our upper abdominals a little bit more. So get your weights if you want your weights. You don't want too heavy a weight with the hundreds. So if you use heavy weights for your arm weights, you probably want something a little bit lighter. I've just got some really light weights, 0.5 kilogram each. But it's just enough to make you work into your abdominals a little bit more, because you mustn't rock your body when you've got the weights. It's harder to stay stabilized. So come into a double knee fold using your core. Bring your legs together. Keep that inner knee and inner ankle connection when you extend your legs. We're going to do it in one full set of 100. Arms by your side. Take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, curl yourself up, lengthen your arms and extend the legs. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 20. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 30. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 40. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 50. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 60. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 70. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 80. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 90. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 100. Seal your arms, bend your knees in, curl yourself back down, and hug your knees into your chest. Well, it's meant to wake you up, that exercise, and it certainly does. It gets the breathing going. And it really works the whole body. Joseph Pilates used to start his classes with that. So keep your knees together, put one hand on each knee and do some little circles around the outside of your pelvis and lower back. And as you come back to the center, really draw your knees up towards your chest. When you take the knees away, don't arch the back, use your core to stop that. This is a nice little massage also first thing in the morning, just to loosen everything up. Give yourself a nice massage. I'm going to do one more circle. And then hugging my knees in. And then using the core, come out of my double knee fold. So put your weights to one side. We're going to do a spine curl now, which is another nice way of loosening up the spine. So have your arms by your side. In fact, actually, let's start with our arms above our chest. So we're going to work nice and slowly here. So we're going to start with a nice deep pelvic curl at the beginning of each spine curl. So from neutral, take a breath in. As you breathe out, do a really nice pelvic curl without the buttocks. Once the pelvis and the buttocks come off the mat, then use those buttocks. Lift the pelvis up as much as you can without arching the back. And then take the arms behind your head. And then come out of your spine curl, one vertebra at a time. Work really hard to get that lower back into the mat before your buttocks and pelvis. Once you're back into neutral, bring your arms back above your chest. Now, if you're still feeling quite tight and you found with your arms behind your head you couldn't get your last vertebra, the lower back into the mat, don't take your arms so far behind you on subsequent spine curls. So from neutral, take a breath in, breathe out, do a really nice pelvic curl, then continue to curl the pelvis around and lengthen the pelvis away. So when you get to the top, see if you can go a little bit further using the buttocks. Don't lift the ribs, keep the ribs down, but keep this pelvis lifted. And then take your arms behind your head, keeping that pelvis lifted as far up as you can, and then slowly, one vertebra at a time, using all your abdominal muscles to press one vertebra into the mat, then the next, creating space in between each. Once you're back into neutral, don't go beyond neutral, bring your arms back above your chest. Let's do 3 more. Breathing in, so really pull in the core, pelvic floor and lower abdominals to get that pelvic curl. Massage the lower back into the mat and then slowly, one vertebra at a time, lengthening the spine away from the shoulders and the neck all the time. Get to the top and see if you can lengthen your pelvis away a touch more. Take your arms behind your head without dropping the pelvis in any way. And then on your out breath, pulling in all your abdominals, lengthening away from the shoulders. Your arms are lengthening your spine, your back muscles in one direction. As you come out of the spine curl in the opposite way, you get a really nice stretch in the spine. And then arms back above my chest. A couple more. So just work nice and slow. Think about what you're doing. Really imagine those vertebrae lengthening away, keeping the knees in line with the hips. Lengthen away as far as you can and see if you can go a tiny bit more using your buttocks. It's only that initial pelvic curl when you don't use the buttocks. When you take your arms behind your head, don't let the shoulders creep up to your ears. Keep the feet nice and flat. If you put more weight into your heel, you'll cramp in the back of the leg. And one more. So by the time you come onto your 5th, hopefully you really feel that you get a really nice imprint in your lower back when you do your initial pelvic curl. Make sure the pelvis stays level, that you're not dipping on one side. Keep that big toe grounded so you're not tempted to roll onto the outside edge of your foot. And now bring your arms all the way up and back by your side. Now lengthen one leg away and then the other. Put your hands on your thighs and roll yourself up to sitting. If your back is vulnerable, then come onto your side to come to sitting. Sit nice and tall on your sit bones and then lengthen your body over your legs. Keep straight behind the knee. Hold on to wherever you can comfortably reach and just use that hold to draw your body over your legs a touch. Breathe into your back here. And then three-stack your spine to sitting nice and tall. So come to standing. See if you can come to standing without using your arms. Use your quads. And we're going to do just the straight roll downs. We usually combine it with various other things, but it sort of rather detracts from the benefit of just doing a roll down. So we're going to just do some straight roll downs. I will add a few little extra things in there, but get yourself into good standing position to start with. Pelvis in neutral. Keep the buttocks switched off, but use the core to keep the pelvis in neutral. So as you breathe in to lengthen through your spine, keep the shoulders down, breathe into the base of your rib cage here. And then start from the very top of your neck. Again, keep your focus on what you're doing. All 7 vertebrae in the neck. Don't crumple here, just lift up over. So you keep a nice long curve through the front of the body. Keep your weight through the center of your feet, so you're not going back onto your heels. And just hang here. Let your head really hang in a completely relaxed way. Your arms completely relaxed. And we'll stay here for a couple of breaths, focusing our breath into the back of our rib cage. Keep straight behind the knees. Keep grounded through your heels and lengthen your buttocks away from the heels. And then come up, scooping in your core. Keep the same amount of weight through both your legs. Just get that pelvis all the way back round into neutral. Once your pelvis is in neutral, the rest of your spine just floats on up. Breathing in to lengthen through your spine. And then rolling down from the very top of your neck. So your focus is following that line from the top of your neck all the way down your spine. Shoulders don't have to start creeping up to your ears or closing in. Don't even worry about your arms. They're just coming along for the ride and then going down as far as your back and your hamstrings allow. Breathing into your back here. And now come up just enough that your hands are clear of the mat. Keep that pelvis tucked under. And let's do some arm circles here. So let your arms just hang. And the movement's being initiated from the upper arm, not just from your wrist. Keep your hands soft. Make sure your weight stays centered evenly in both your legs. And then reverse the arm circles. So you can do little circles and bigger circles. It's a very simple movement, but actually the shoulder socket loves this. Just let your arms hang, let gravity take over. And once you've done a few circles, big and little in both directions, let your arms just hang and then continue rolling up. Until your pelvis is in neutral and the rest of the spine floats up. We're going to do a couple more. Breathing in. And then start your roll down on your out breath. And then if you don't want to just do the whole roll down on the out breath, just breathe. Staying down here. Now let's do some neck rolls. So just turn your head one way and then back to the center. Turn your head the other way, getting as much movement in your neck. Do one Once more each way. And then when your head is back in the center, roll yourself up. Keep working from the pelvis, never coming up from your mid-back or your shoulders. Last one, breathing in, keep nice and long in the spine. And then rolling yourself down. So now we're going to do the extra hamstring stretches. So bend your knees so more of your hand can reach the mat than you could otherwise. And then keeping your hands in that position, see how much you can straighten behind the back of the knee. Keeping grounded through your heels. Remember, lengthening your buttocks away from your heels. Let's do 5 of these, really stretching. I'm going to do one more. Keeping the knees hip width apart, don't let them roll in towards each other. And rolling all the way up. Good, so I think we're hopefully nice and loose now, done lots of loosening up exercises. So we're going to do some nice little squats now. So I'd come off your mat if you've got a squashy mat, you want a reasonably firm surface, and come into Pilates stance. So heels together, toes apart. So when we're going to squat, we're going to rise onto our toes and then squat down and then rise up onto our toes. And as we squat, we'll bring our arms in front. So lift the heels up and there squat down, bringing your arms in front. And then pressing through the toes, come on up and the arms by your side. And squat down. And straight up. So you're going straight up and straight down. You will bring your shoulders forward a touch, but what you're not doing is leaning forward. So just think about taking your buttocks towards your heels and then pushing through your toes to rise up. We're going to do 3 more. So breathing in. And breathing out. Keep those heels glued. Breathing in. And out. And one more. And out, all the way up. And then roll yourself back down. Just do a little, when the heels are down, do another little squat because you get a nice stretch through the back of the heel. And then standing up. Good. Let's do our arm weights. So take your arm weights. So remember, if you've got whatever weight you're using, if you're using a dumbbell, you don't want to grip on too tight, but if you're using a tin can or a toning ball, make sure you're not gripping on with just your fingertips. You want the whole hand. So get yourself with your feet hip width apart. Feel nice and grounded from the hips down into the floor, the mat, but then still that sense of nice length in your spine. Gentle engagement in your core all the time, shoulders staying down. So starting with the arms in line with the shoulders, turn your arms up as you bring your weight in. As you straighten your arms, your palms go down. So the rotation up and down is from your upper arm, not just your wrist. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms out to the side, up and in, straighten and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 into your collarbone, and then up to the ceiling, but the shoulders staying down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms by your side, arms up to the shoulders and down to the hips. So no swaying in the body, just use your arms. 3, 4, 5, and then out to the side, shoulders down as the arms come up. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the second set. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Out to the side, up and in, straighten and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 into your collarbone and up to the ceiling. Check that the weights don't slip, that you don't end up gripping with your fingertips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms by your side, up to the shoulders and down to the hips. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you're swapping weights, do so now. All of us give our shoulders a little wriggle, just loosen them up. So keep the neck out of it to make sure you're not using your upper shoulder muscles, you're using just your upper arm. So last set coming up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Out to the side, up and in, straighten and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sorry, this one's weight keeps slipping, 9, and 10 into your collarbone, and up to the ceiling and down. So make sure you straighten at the elbows each time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Arms by your side, up to the shoulders and down to the hips. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Put your weights down. Have a quick sip of water if you need one. Keep yourself hydrated, especially first thing in the morning. And then we'll do stretch out our arms. So take one arm across and draw it across from above the elbow, but keep the shoulder down and draw the shoulder back. And try and get that stretch, find that stretch at the top of the arm and the outside of that shoulder. Still checking our pelvis stays in neutral, don't start sticking out our bottom. And then let's do the triceps on this side. Either interlinking your fingers behind your back or pushing this elbow up so you stretch here, but without arching the back. So keep your tummy in, hips forward. Try not to compromise your neck as well. Just reaching that elbow up to the ceiling as much as you can. And then let's do the other side. Take the arm across, draw across. So keep the shoulder down, draw that shoulder back as you pull the arm across. And then the triceps on this side. And release, good. So we'll get back on the mat and we'll do a little bit more core work. So if you want your balls, your stability ball, your Trinity ball, have that to hand. Coming back onto the mat without using your hands. Roll yourself back. Get your feet back in alignment and then put the ball underneath the pelvis. So we're going to do the core exercise, the core challenge we did last week, which is quite a challenge, I think. So start with your arms by your side and come into a double knee fold. Get yourself centered and then bring one arm up and the other arm up above the chest. If you find that you can't manage to have both arms up, then have one arm around your waist and then just swap round with each repetition, without each side. So the idea is that you lengthen one leg away as you take the opposite arm out to the side. And then you bring that leg and that arm back in. So start with the legs a little bit higher, just to get your core woken up. Keep pulling in that lower abdominal. It's the lower transverse abdominal muscle that's really working hard here. So just go at your own pace and lengthen your leg at a level that you can stay on the ball. You might not necessarily be completely still. You might be shaking a touch, but then you're using your core to keep as stable as you can. Use the core to draw the leg back in and use the core to control the leg extending out. If you find you're losing your balance, just stop back in the center. Check that you've got your core engaged before you continue. There's one more on each side. You pull in that core to draw the leg back in. Oops. So if you start wobbling, if your mind loses concentration, then refocus, re-engage. And draw your leg back in. Good, and then come out of your double knee fold, keeping your arms above your chest. And take the ball away. Good. Not one to be hurried, that one, I don't think. And then take the ball away and roll your spine back on to the mat. So keeping hold of the ball, we're going to do the challenging obliques that we did last week. So you are going to come into a double knee fold and then interlink your fingers behind your head and curl yourself up so that you're up to the tips of your shoulder blades and you're starting with both your elbows on the ball. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep the ball between one elbow and the opposite knee as you come into your oblique exercise. So that this elbow is down to the floor, that leg is lengthened away. Come back And now I'm anchoring, so I've got to stay curled up, anchoring the ball between my other knee and elbow, coming back up. So you have to stay curled up for this one because otherwise you lose the ball. Using all your oblique muscles. We're going to do 10. So curling up as much as you can, not using your neck. Six. 7. 8. 9. And 10. And then roll yourself back. Hug your knees into your chest. And well done. Come out of your double knee fold, always using your core, and put your ball to one side. We're going to come back up to kneeling on the mat now. So I suggest you roll yourself up first. Always get a quick stretch over the legs. And then we're going to come to kneeling, but I suggest that you have one of your weights, one of the weights that you used for your arm weights. It can be a heavy weight. And we're going to start, I'm going to start with the weight in my left hand. So I'm going to be on my left knee with my right leg extended. This leg needs to be extended in with the hip, so not in front of the body and not behind. But you're keeping this knee and the hip lined up. And then put your right hand behind your head. So then bring your left arm up and over and take your right elbow down towards your right leg. Don't let this arm come in, stay open, and then come up to the center and the arm back down. So breathe in and stay here, take a breath in, and then come back and down. So you're trying to take the bottom rib on the left-hand side, in this case, away from the hip on the left-hand side. Keep nice and long, left arm over. And we'll do 2 more. Breathe in and stay here, take a breath in and come back. And the arm down. 1 more. Each time going a little bit further over and then come back. So let's swap over. So I'm going to be on my right knee, my left leg extended in line with the left hip, my left hand behind my head and the weight in my right arm. Breathe in. And out. Remember, on the first one, on the different side, won't be as strong as the 5th one on the first side. Breathe in. So we'll just gradually start loosening up. Lengthen that rib, bottom rib, away from the hip. Keep the left elbow out. Don't let it start rolling in. Breathe in and out. Over you go. And come back. We'll do 2 more. And over, over, over. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And come back. Good. So put your weight out of the way again. We're going to still work on using our abdominals and our shoulders to lift. So we're going to do a side lift stretch in a slightly different way to how we've done it before. So you want to have your legs in line with your body, and you can have your top leg just in front of the other underneath foot. So I'm on my left hip here, so I've got my right leg just in front of my left foot. Don't have this arm so far away, just have it, but still keep this hip in line, the heel of the hand in line with the hip. So staying on your side, using your abdominals for stability. So stay on the side, breathe in, bring your arm up and over. Stay here, take a breath in, and use your abdominal muscles to control coming down. Breathe in, bring your arm up, breathe out, lift. Stay here, take a breath in, and then control coming down. So now take your right hand just behind your left leg, both legs staying long. We'll do 2 more, but make sure this hip hasn't rolled back, so keep this hip forward and lift, using the underneath abdominal muscles, the underneath obliques, and come back down, and we'll do 1 more. So you're using here. Breathe in, bring your arm up, lift from your arm and from those abdominals. Stay here, take a breath in, and control coming back down. Swing your legs around the other way. So I'm now on my right hip. Right hand not too far away, but the heel of the hand in line with my right hip, and my legs extended. So I'm going to start with my left leg just in front of my right foot, keeping this hip forward, using my underneath obliques. So breathe in and breathe out. Stay here, take a breath in, and then control coming down. So you're using your supporting hand, but you're really using these underneath muscles to lift you. Breathe in and out. Stay here, take a breath in, and then come back down. So now take your left leg behind your right leg. Make sure this hip hasn't rolled back. Breathe in and lift from underneath the abdominals, and control from those muscles to come back down. And once more, breathing in and lift. Stay here, take a breath in and control coming back down. Well done. So bring your legs round to the front. We're going to do a lovely sitting stretch, which will open out the inner thighs and get more of a stretch in our backs. So if you find it uncomfortable sitting straight on the mat, get a yoga block, because it just lifts your lower spine and takes any pressure off your lower back. But if you're comfortable sitting straight on the mat, that's fine. Make sure you're sitting right on your sit bones and take your legs wide. Unless you've been a dancer, they won't necessarily go terribly wide. You don't want to start creating tension in your thighs. You've still got to use your core to sit nice and tall. And then walk your hands into the center. So make sure you're on your sit bones, and then walk your hands forward. So you're stretching from your lower back, keeping these feet slightly turned out so you really open out the inside thigh. Then put one hand on each leg wherever you can reach. Keep the legs straight, and then lengthen your body over the mat or the floor, keeping it nice and long, and keep straight behind the knees. Then put your hands on the floor. So now rotating through your waist and your rib cage, walk your hands over to your left leg. I'm going to do the opposite to you, so we're the same. Hold on to your left leg wherever you can comfortably reach, and then draw your body down over your leg. Your arms want to be parallel, so because you've gone over to the left side, it's your right arm that's having to reach a little bit further. So make sure that you get that stretch, and that's when you'll get the stretch on the right side. But keep the right hip on the mat as well. Don't let that lift. And then walk your hands back to the center, and then rotating through the waist, come over to your right leg with your left arm having to go a little bit further so your arms stay parallel. Hold on to wherever you can comfortably reach and lengthen your body over your leg. Make sure that left hip hasn't lifted. Keep straight behind the right knee. And keep breathing and keep relaxed the whole time. And now walk your hands back to the center, back over to your left leg, starting by holding onto that leg wherever you can reach and gently drawing your body over. And each time, we're going to do 3 on each side, and each time you'll just be able to get a little bit more movement there. But you've got to keep relaxed, keep breathing, keep your face soft. And now put the outside of your left elbow on the inside of your left knee. So you're trying to get your forearm parallel to the inside of your lower leg, and then bring your right arm over the top of your head. Keep your left toes pointed, if you still want to open out the inside thigh, but just reach in the direction of your toes. You're not just collapsing down over that leg, you're keeping nice and long both sides of the body. Breathing in to the right side here where you're getting a really good stretch. And now rotate your body over your left leg again and draw your body just that little bit further over. And now walking your hands back to the center, rotating through your waist and the rib cage. Come back over your right leg, holding on wherever you can reach. Left arm having to reach a little bit further. Lengthen from your lower back over your right leg. Think about being nice and long in the spine. Keep straight behind the right knee. Keep breathing, keep relaxed. And now the outside of your right elbow on the inside of your right knee, or as near to it as you can manage, and bring your left arm over the top of your head. Keep your feet pointed, turned out, lengthening. Don't just collapse over your right leg. Keep lifted through the underneath waist as well. Just aiming your left fingers in the direction of your right toes. And now rotate back over your right leg. Just lengthening over. So try and take this stretch to a point where you can be relaxed. And let's do 1 more on each side. So last time over the left leg, lengthening your body over that leg a little bit further. Keep breathing. And then the outside of your elbow on the inside of your knee, and your right arm over the top of your head. Reaching over a little bit further, but still keeping that right hip grounded. You're lengthening away from that right hip. Once more, rotating over your left leg. And then last time over the right leg, walking your hands back to the center, rotating through the waist, over your right leg, lengthening your body down over the leg. Breathing, face soft. And then the outside of your elbow on the inside of your knee. And then bring your left arm over the top of your head. Reaching away from that left hip. Breathing into the left side of your rib cage. Last time rotating over your right leg. Lengthening your body down over the leg. And then walk your hands back to the center. And now hold on one hand on each leg. You can take your legs a tiny bit wider if you want, but still keep the toes pointed and leg turned out, and draw your body into the center. And breathing here. And then hands back in the center. Walk your hands back up towards your body. Restack the spine till you're sitting right up onto your sit bones. Bring your legs into the center with your soles of your feet together. Hold on to your toes and bring your heels as near to your center as your body as you can. And then put your elbow on the inside of your legs, sitting tall, and just come over. You'll get a really nice, even more of a stretch on the inside of your thighs. And just breathe in here. Keep pushing those knees away from each other using your elbows. And then come back up. Straighten your legs and give them a little shake. Well done. That was a good start to the day. Hope you enjoyed that.